Okay, this video is just on a demonstration on how I'd like your minis to behave in the round pen. It's going to be essential for your trail work. So this is just going to be a quick. When you're round penning your miniature, if you want at least one eye on you the whole time, preferably two, with their nose sort of turned towards you. Okay, if they look outside of the pen, you're going to reverse them, you're going to change their lead, do something to get their attention back on you. So remember, when you round pen, the hindquarters are your gas pedals. You're going to stay at the hindquarters, not behind, not in front. You're going to stay at the hindquarters. The girth is your brakes. You step in front of the girth and step back. You're going to draw her into you. Remember, in round penning, they're not allowed to turn their butts to you, so if they do, you're going to immediately jump in front of them and reverse them again. So do a quick little demonstration of round penning. Step in front of the girth, back, reverse, 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 whoa, wait, whoa. When you do a lot of round penning with your mini, get up here. Whoa. Okay, when you're done round penning, you're going to want to basically walk into the horse. She needs to move away from you and stay out of your space. Okay, so you're going to pivot her. Whoa. Walk to the hindquarters. Whoa. Back her up. Whoa. Boo. Remember to do both sides because she has two brains. Whoa. Whoa. All these maneuvers are going to be essential for trail work, okay? Whoa. There, you'll take those steps and you're going to fine-tune them, okay? Because in trail courses, you may have to put her front legs in a hula hoop and pivot the back legs around on the outside of the hula hoop like this. Whoa. When you pivot your mini and you round pen them, it helps them get the idea that they need to move out of your space. But for trail, you're going to want to perfect that. So when I want them to move their hindquarters around, but I want them to stay planted on their front feet, you need to keep their head forward, okay? And you're going to cluck to them. And if you want, you can use your fingertips as spurs, okay? And you can poke them in the side of the hip. Okay, Malibu is very sensitive, so it doesn't take much for her to do that. Whoa. Got your spurs. Keep the head straight. I might bump her because her front feet are getting out of whack and she wants to go sideways on me. So I'm always going to bump her if she starts moving the front feet the way I don't want her to. Time you're going to take the spurs away, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll click my fingers like this. Okay? And eventually you won't have to do that at all, and she's just going to know that by my body position and my clucking that she needs to move. Okay? Whoa. Okay, you may have to move the front end around. Good. Whoa. you perfect the horse to move away from your body. Another thing she'll have to learn, which many miniature horses don't know how to do, is she's going to need to learn to come towards you. Okay, it's going to be very helpful when you back through objects. Whoa. So you'll just pull her towards you, here, here. Good, good. Okay, when I want horses to come towards me, I always tell them here. When I want them to move away, I always tell them over, okay? So it's just going to be very helpful in tricky situations. Here, here, here. Good. You're going to want to be able to back your mini from both sides. Whoa. You need to learn it from both sides. Another thing you're going to want to perfect with your miniature horse is in trail, you're in very tight courses. Your obstacles are going to be very tight knitted. So you may only need to make her take one step back, and then she's going to need to whoa, or she's going to kick the rails. So you're going to have to practice on whoa, just the one step. Maybe make her do 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, whoa. Okay? It's going to be the same for stepping forward. Might be 5 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Okay? Be the same when you want her to pivot. You might only do a 90-degree pivot. You might have to do a 360-degree pivot. So she needs to whoa when you say whoa. So, whoa. Okay? Whoa. Okay, I'm always clucking to my horses because it always puts pressure on them to move, 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 okay? Your other main obstacles, she's going to have to learn how to ground tie. Okay, so ground tying, you throw the leads down and they got to stay put. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, whoa. Whoa. Head up, babe. Okay, it's very difficult to teach them the ground tie. So how I start my minis off when I teach them to ground tie is I'll actually hold on to the long lead, okay, and I'll keep it around like this, just like this. So if they step out of line, then I can, you know, get right back up there and be like, whoa, okay. So whoa. Constantly tell your minis whoa, okay. And this is how I'll actually teach them how to ground drive, or tie, I'm sorry, ground tie. Whoa. This way I have control of them if they want to, you know, wander off on me. Another thing you're going to want to establish is a no word or sound. If my mini is doing something not necessarily bad, but what I don't want them to do, I'll say "at" a lot, you know, you know, and then they're like, oh, I'm not doing something correctly. With your training, so always using the word "at" just enhances that, okay, that's the no word, I'm doing something wrong. Always use over when you want them to move away. Always use here when you want them to come towards you. It's going to help out when you're like weaving objects. I am a believer in giving treats. So say they're having a really hard time with ground tying, and they finally do the ground tie. It's no problem. Give them a treat and end on that lesson. Make sure you always end on a good note. Minis are, you know, once they get it, once it clicks, and then you're like, okay, you did it, I'm not going to push you anymore, and then you come back to it to the next day, it seems to stick with them better than if you're constantly, okay, let's do it again and again and again. Okay, so let it stick for that first lesson. One thing when you're working with your mini with trail, pressure is not always physical. Pressure is your tone of voice. Pressure is your body language. If I say, move over, Malibu, is she going to move over? No, but if I say, move over, Malibu, and really push on her and just, you know, it can You know, so pressure is your tone of voice. It is your body language. If you gently walk into her, if you're like having a hard time and you better move, she's gonna move. Okay. Another essential maneuver that you're gonna have to teach your mini is side passing. So in side passing your mini, obviously they have to move sideways. So sometimes you might, when you first train your mini, you're going to have your spurs, okay, and you're going to poke her on the side. And if she steps forward, you're going to pull her head to her chest. If she steps backwards, you're going to pull her head forward. So the only way that she can get rid of these annoying spurs is if she moves sideways away. Start off gently, okay, and you'll increase the pressure of your spurs or fingertips to get them to move sideways, okay? You're going to cluck to them as well, okay? So you're going to poke her. Good. Whoa. Spurs. And eventually you won't have to lose the spurs at all. Over time you'll be able to take those spurs away because they're going to know that when you're here at her body and you cluck and walk into her, that she needs to move. When you start side passing your mini, don't side pass her over poles, okay? You're not worried about a perfect sideways maneuver and you don't want her to trip over the pole and then get frustrated and upset. So side pass her on plain flat ground, okay? If your mini's having a really hard time with the side passing, you can shimmy your horse, okay? So what I mean by shimmy, mini's having a hard time with moving directly sideways, you can start off with shimmying your horse. So you can move the front, okay? Move the end, good, and then the front again, and then the hindquarters, and eventually you can piece it together to moving completely sideways. Whoa. Okay, so I'm bringing out Cookie. Cookie's a little fat right now because she is due in June. She doesn't get to go to show, but she does know her basic maneuvers. Okay, so I brought her out because she's not, you know, as great as Malibu is at her maneuvers. So let's see if she'll give me some trouble and I can work her through it. Oh, maybe she does know her maneuvers good. Look at that, what a good little Miss Cuckoos. Good girl. You're all right, kid. Yeah, good girl. Yes, good girl. Whoa, easy. Good. Whoa. Good. So even though Cookie is a broodmare and she doesn't get to go to show very much, she does get a lot of round penning, which is why she understands and knows her maneuvers. I do work with her on some trail, even though I don't show her, but it's important that you keep your mare muscular. It's going to make it easier on her for her to give birth. A lot of minis have difficult carriages with their foals. It also is nice if when whoever comes out to buy one of your foals sees that you have an intelligent broodmare and an intelligent stallion. I think too many people focus just on their stallions and they seem to forget about their broodmares. But if I'm looking for a mini, I would like to see the intelligence of both parents.